Well, hi everybody. It is 10:36 p.m. on a Sunday evening, and it's been quite some time since I've made a live video for you. So I thought, I know it's late, but better late than never. I've been super busy doing so many different things, from watching grandbabies to finishing some projects and such. And so it's been some time, and so I wanted to get on and say hi to you guys and hope you guys are doing well. Fix this microphone. So I'm not sure, what you guys have been up to, but I was just thinking about you guys during these last few weeks that I haven't been on, and there's so many things that have happened, and sometimes like my caption about resetting, and sometimes in our life we have to reset, and we get into these different things, like with our business and with our different ideas and things like that, and we may go through it, and then sometimes it's kind of like, okay, but we have to take a shift into a different direction, or we have a disruption in our life, and so sometimes that disruption causes us to have to kind of like revamp and redo things, and help us to I guess it causes us to have to look at the things that we were doing and have to realize that, okay, this is the course that I was going toward, but then I realized that, because of, the different things that have been happening, we have to shift gears. And so that's what's been happening a lot in my life, with, like I say, with business, with family, with just different things. But as I take a step back and look at it, there's so many different blessings and different lessons that we can learn from them, and that's what I am truly grateful for. Because as I'm going through some sort of change or whatever, and the things that I'm doing, I ask myself, like, what is it that I can learn from this? What are the lessons? What are some of the things that that I'm learning from it? Patience, endurance. And so, I have my new journal. Do what makes you happy. I know some people don't like that phrase, but I do. And I'm actually writing down the different things. Somebody asked me my private message, here it is again, this new journal. And I've been really taking the time to, I guess, hone in on that, as far as like, with my business and things like that, or just with different things that I do, like, do I enjoy doing this, whether it's, e-commerce, or whether it's speaking, or whatever it is. And so I've been putting it into different categories, where I, take it and I have it all graphed out to where I have it on personal, and I have business, and I have emotional, I have physical, and I basically, resetting, and redoing, and really honing in on what it is that I want to do. Like if you say, like, I want to get in the best physical shape of my life, it's really hard to do that without a plan. If you say, I want to, have this amazing business, it's really hard whenever you don't have a plan in place. And so, get this piece of hair right here. And so anyway, I am so excited about, the different things that I learned from all these different things. Like I say, I wanted to share with you as well. And, the other thing I've noticed, and I had a discussion with one of my daughters tonight, is the importance of, or the realization and the gratitude, I guess, of people in our life. It seems like there's so many things that we have, to where certain people, like, we may be praying for something, or, depending on what it is, and like somebody or something will show up in our life. And I was having a conversation about that with one of my daughters, about how, a lot of times things are answered through other people. And it happens to me over and over again. I feel super blessed, when, there's just maybe like there's something that you're praying about, and then like somebody, will come in your life, and they are there. And, I was just telling her, I said, there are these angels in your life, and, we can be also angels to other people by helping, right? And so I just think that it's been one of those times where, or, in my life, where that's been happening over and over and over again, you know, where that's happening to where I have people that are showing up and people that are, you know, sharing things with me, or maybe I'm wanting to go in this direction, and then somebody that I knew and I was networking with introduced me to somebody else that was in that field or something. So I don't know, you know, have all these different things as you are, you know, going through, and it's something that we have to recognize, you know, and it's something that I guess with, I don't know, it's just been an interesting thing. And, you know, I also was telling my daughter, you know, it's one of those things where we go through our life with different stresses every single day, and we have to learn how to combat that, or learn how to not let stress, you know, pull us down so much, you know. So I have my little calendar here for the week that I'm writing down my stuff. I've got my little journal here, big journal. This is my new journal that I'm actually really writing down, you know, the things like my music category and my business stuff and everything that I'm doing. And it's super exciting because I don't know about you, but I'm just kind of a visual person, and it helps, you know, to see that on paper, that in my journal, you know, of the goals that I'm going for. And here's the thing too, is like, it's not always perfect. You know, it's not like, okay, I'm doing this and then everything falls in place, because we have to be willing to do our part. You know, we can't just like write it down and then expect everything to happen. It's one of those things where we are making those plans. We are, you know, writing down the things that we want. And then we are visually being able to see it. I'm a very visual person. I'm also, you know, the type that says, okay, you know, I need to like take the time to sit down, go through this little notebook of mine that I'm really trying to do. And, you know, I know sometimes it's super overwhelming and super hard, I guess, to sometimes get online and to hear all of this stuff, you know, where you have so many people saying, okay, you know, goals and dreams and all these different things. And honestly, like after a while, sometimes it gets overwhelming, and it's almost overwhelming to the point where you just kind of like, okay, I just need to take a break, you know? And I kind of, you know, went through that over the last few months, you know, especially with all this, you know, stay at home stuff going on. But it's like, you have to get back on track, you know? It's like you know that where you want to go. And then, like I say, sometimes, you know, the road to get there, it's like you had a distraction or something come into your life to where you weren't able to get to that area or that particular thing you were trying to do. So you have to reconfigure. You have to be willing to pivot, I guess is the word I'm looking for, you know? And sometimes that's super hard, you know, but it's something that we have to do in order to get it done. And so I'm feeling pretty excited about, you know, the new things that I have that I'm writing down in my journal. Do what makes you happy. My 8th baby, the youngest of 8 kids, is starting school tomorrow. He's going to be a senior. And so it's like, I will be an empty nester by next June, July. And so this journal, you know, where it's talking about do what makes you happy, I'm really starting to like plan my life, you know, like what do I want to be focusing on? Because, you know, I know money's awesome and money's good and business is good, but in reality, like, what is it really that, you know, where do I want to spend my time? You know, because my kids tell me all the time, Mom, you have all these different businesses, but you really need to start realizing and, you know, putting down the things of where you want to spend your time. Maybe it's painting, you know, maybe it's playing your guitar, maybe it's writing your music, spending more time with your grandkids. Because it's really weird, because it's like I'm in the stage where, okay, you know, I'm so used to be like going and going and going. And it's like, I am starting to realize that my days are filled with my grandkids and my kids, and, you know, doing more of that and less of all the business stuff. So that's been kind of hard, you know, the transition to go from somebody that has been doing this for 6 or 7, 8 years of like constantly, you know, on the move and speaking and doing all this e-com stuff. And I'm still doing e-commerce. It's just in a different way, but I'm doing it because I love it. And there are certain things I am cutting out. And I know a lot of people have private messaged me about that, saying, okay, well, what are you keeping in? What are you not keeping? And things like that. And it's just changed my life whenever it's because it's something that I enjoy doing rather than I feel I have to do, right? And so what is that for you? You know, what are some of the things that makes you happy? You know, you have to think about that. And it could be, like I say, it could be a musical talent. It could be, new business venture. It could be more time traveling whenever we are allowed to do that, or do it in a different way, or, working on your nonprofit. I know that that's something that I've really wanted to do, is to start that, to really make a difference in different ways. So I think also too, we have to realize not to make ourselves so busy. I look at this calendar, and sometimes, when we're filling out our calendar, we feel like we have to fill out every space. And I call it uncalendaring, to not have to, don't feel like every blank, every single day has to be full. Because, that's not what this is about. It's about, creating time. It's about creating time to create moments, right? And that's really hard to do when our calendar is full of stuff. And so, we've been talking a lot about, uncluttering. We've been talking a lot about really honing down on what kind of business that we want to do. We're honing down on the things that we want to focus on. So I would like to know what that is for you guys. I love listening to some of the things that you're doing as well. And love learning to, implement some of the methods that, maybe I need to implement as well. And so anyway, I think we're about to have family prayer, but I just wanted to get on because it's been some time and share with you some of my thoughts. Hope it helps you in some way. And I will talk to you guys very soon.